So this is going to be a really interesting video. If you already saw the live stream I hosted earlier today, which I don't think most people did because it was quite an off hour for me. I was live at like 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you saw that though, this might be a rehash of that stream. So maybe not worth your time, to be 100% honest, in which case maybe just hit the thumbs up button and move on. Use your time for something else. I don't want you to waste your time, but if you weren't at the stream, this is some very relevant stuff, very entertaining, and also downright disgusting. Both, literally both. Some amusing things here, and some also reprehensible, ironic, disgusting things as well from Kick Vic. That's the intro. Enjoy. Let's talk about these new allegations that have been leveled against Vic over on Twitter. You have this person going around calling himself the ghost of conventions past, bringing up some allegations about TechoCon and Vic Mignogna. This person, in the most ridiculous way possible, embellishes things, almost in a way that Emmett Initiative did. If you remember his story, the story with the cartoon snake thing, oh, I'll never forget that one. I know I'm beating a dead horse if you were watching the live stream earlier, but a lot of people weren't able to tune in, so I think they should hear this stuff too. It's good for a laugh, and it's also immensely ironic that Kick Vic functions in this way. Anyways, long story short, the posts were made reading, got word that some more Vic condeets are going to go live. I didn't even know what condeets meant. I needed help from the stream, and luckily we were able to figure it out. Condeets being, well, we speculate are convention details. So got word that some more Vic Con details are going to go live. At Team Techo, be ready to be on personal blast. 2007 accounts are coming. If you are a former / current con staff, consider me your ghost of cons past, and I'm going to haunt you guys for letting this go on this long. So again, it's so embellished. If this person really has evidence of Vic doing things wrong, they should bring it to the table in a professional manner. Be as brief and straightforward as possible. Get the information out there. Stop beating around the bush. Why are you talking about getting Team Techo on blast and, oh, the 2007 accounts are coming. Be wary, be ready. They're on their way. You're about to be on blast. Yeah, this is all just a game. It's just a game. These allegations and these victims and the survivors, it's all nothing to be taken seriously, apparently. They continue and write, and if you are someone from the past, from that past, I'm sorry if you feel attacked, but that I had to speak up because you guys did squat to fix the same problem with the same names over the last 8 to 9 years. Makes this necessary to address. You failed to make the right call. Let me help. So it's so dang ironic. It actually makes me a little bit sick. I feel like throwing up in my mouth a little bit. To be quite honest, I'm holding it down just barely hanging on there. But this person has the audacity to stand on the moral high ground, talking about people from TechoCon who didn't do anything about these alleged accusations that are coming up against Vic Mignogna throughout the last 8 to 9 years. They never addressed it. They failed to make the right call in this person's own words. But this person also failed to do that. It's so ironic. This person apparently knew about this stuff. That's why they bring it to the table now, of all times. Why June? Why now? Why 8 to 9 years later? Why even 5 months later? These accusations against Vic have been going on for the last 5 months. And that's all that this is too. It's just another post on Twitter. Another post where someone compiles accusations in a Twitter thread, provides absolutely no evidence, and acts like it's some holy grail in Emmett's words there. Or some ghost of conventions past, like this is some great truth. This is going to change everything. Yeah, nobody on Kick Vic has ever had the idea of accusing Vic of baseless accusations, not providing evidence, just making walls of text on Twitter, and accusing Vic to try to stir up an outrage mob. No one has ever done that before. You are innovating Kick Vic here. It's such a joke, man. They go on to write, I want to point out that at Team Techo was well aware of just how young its audience skewed. Some years, the medium age was something like 17, and yet they made a choice to give Vic chance after chance, putting women in harm's way for their own profit until last year. No more. That's right. This Twitter thread, again, is going to change absolutely everything. Your words really struck true when no one else's did. None of the other voice actors with their baseless accusations and no evidence. Anime News Network, get out of here. IO9, just a joke, a walk in the park. What really is going to change everything and make sure that this never happens again, no more, in their own words, is this ghost of conventions past. Take them seriously. Even though their name is just a joke name, take them seriously. They are holding you accountable for the last 8 to 9 years, TechoCon, so watch out. Now, I should also disclaim, I'm not showing all the tweets here, not even close. It's about, 15 or so tweets that they made in this thread. I'm only showing a handful of them because I already talked about this in a live stream, and to be honest, I don't want to put my viewers through that again. It's just nonsense. Talks about how Vic allegedly brought a group of girls to some back room or something so Vic could show them Full Metal Alchemist props. You heard that right. They allege that Vic took underage girls, they were specifically said like around 14 years old, to some room at the convention under the guise that he wanted to show them Full Metal Alchemist props. I don't even think this person knows anything about anime. What do you mean props? As if Edward Elric is a real human. As if he really has like the metal arm and the metal leg somewhere, or the alchemist circle in the back. Yeah, TechoCon is just chilling there with the alchemical circle in the back, getting ready to transmute the whole convention or some shit. They then continue on and write, addendum. If you are a con staffer, industry insider, attendee, or other person with a Vic story or other SEX pest, and you don't feel comfortable with your name on it, send it to writeanysomething@gmail.com. I know enough folks to try to confirm and out as many as possible. So, this is such a reminder of that Tumblr blog where we found that archive link where they admitted on the Vic Mignogna Horror Stories blog that 99.9% of the accounts on that site are actually just fabricated. The people used it as a venting space. These people would get mad and frustrated in their day-to-day life. And instead of playing games or, working out or talking to their friends or something, going on a hike, anything, what they did for stress relief was craft stories about how evil and bad Vic Mignogna is, and then post it to this little Tumblr blog so they could get their woke points. This reminds me of that same thing. Person here writes, send your stories to writeanysomething@gmail.com. That's literally in the goddamn title even. Write any something. It's almost like this person's implying that he just wants people to make stories up about Vic and send them to this email so they can then craft some more nonsense. In my opinion, it's nonsense. I mean, this whole thing looks like a sham from the get-go. Writeanysomething@gmail.com. You don't even try to hide the fact that you're willing to just take any damn story about Vic. You didn't even say it has to be a real one. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned a prominent member of Kick Vic and something important being brought to the table from an update from Tug. Thank you, Tug, again for that update. And that is a certain voice actress in Kick Vic, who I'm not going to name because she has a history of abusing the privacy policy on YouTube to try to censor people from talking about this subject. So I'm not going to provide any identifying details, and while the privacy complaint to begin with is nonsense that she allegedly goes after people for, it's nonsense because it could be fought against. But the fact is, I'd rather not use my money to fight a frivolous lawsuit that's not going to get me anything. I mean, if I have to, I will, just like I defended myself against ANN. But I'd rather use my time and money for other things like going to anime conventions or getting drunk at a bar or something. I'm kidding about that last part, kind of. I mean, well, anime conventions and bars go well together. Let me put it that much. But let's continue on here. So I have a post that reads, help for her brother. She says her brother was charged for 4 counts of CP on his hard drive, but the VA believes him to be innocent since the hard drive initially belonged to someone else. She believes it's possible that the videos in question may have been picked up via an unnamed peer-to-peer sharing website or program, in quotations, a super sketchy website, like worse than LimeWire. Worse than LimeWire. I haven't heard LimeWire in years. This one's even sketchier and worse. So that's why there was CP on this person's hard drive, because they were using a torrenting site. Right, they didn't really do anything. Sure. The statement continues on and says in quotes, my brother was never the brightest bulb in the box. And so if there's anything he's guilty of, it would unfortunately be for torrenting or pirating movies and music and what have you. I believe in my brother's innocence, and I do not think the police have collected enough evidence personally. Now, what's so ironic about this? Again, this is a prominent Kick Vic voice actress who made the statement. And when it comes to Vic, she doesn't need any evidence to believe that Vic's wrong. Vic doesn't deserve evidence. He does not deserve due process. Get out of here, Vic. You don't deserve that. You don't have the privilege of due process and evidence. You're just guilty. You're guilty. Get out of here. But if it's her brother, oh no, 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 no. Not only is he not guilty with the evidence being there, but the evidence, it's not enough. It's not enough evidence. What's found on his hard drive, it's not his fault. It's that torrenting site, darn it. He didn't mean to go there. It was totally an accident. No intention to get that stuff on his computer. Totally not. Well, long story short, the dude was proven guilty today. More information on that, but let me, before we move on, mention if you want the actual information on this case, feel free to join my Discord server. I will get you that information. Not going to provide it in this video, but if you want to join my Discord server, send me a message over there, and I'll be sure to hook you up with the info. Anyways, the next post reads, "This is incredibly hard for me to come out and tell the world, but I will stand up for my brother, my dumbass brother. I hope this will be a good lesson to not just him, but to anyone who thinks pirating is a good idea. This is the kind of BS that can happen." Again, because he totally wasn't actually guilty of this, except that he was guilty of it today. So again, for those who weren't or were there for the ride with my brother's situation, there are posts missing because I deleted them. I didn't want them clogging up my wall. We were able to successfully get him a lawyer. We're now waiting for his court date to be set. Thank you. Oh, by the way, did I mention the other ironic thing? She made a GoFundMe for his legal defense. And Kick Vic hates how Vic made a GoFundMe for his legal expenses, right? But no problem if this guy gets to have his own GoFundMe, right? No problem at all. That's totally fine. And then writes, "For those of you bringing up Vic, my brother has never touched nor harmed anyone. These are two very different cases, and it is quite irrelevant." Oh no, it's quite relevant. The hypocrisy that you spew from your mouth is absolutely relevant. Your brother was caught with evidence of the things he was accused of. Vic was simply not. There's no evidence of any of the accusations against Vic, but you're willing to believe them. You're willing to believe that Vic is some scummy guy with no evidence, but you're not willing to believe that your brother's guilty even when he has evidence. Your hypocrisy is flat out disgusting. You're a reprehensible, disgusting person, in my opinion, because of this. I would appreciate it, she continued to state, if you would be more... I can't even say this with a straight face. Holy shit, she actually wrote this. I would appreciate it if you would be more respectful and compassionate, as this is already a hard time for me and my family. Thank you. No, your brother was caught with this stuff. He's disgusting, and so are you for defending him. You're sick. You're sick. You have double standards. People like you are absolutely disgusting. End of story. But you know what? I'm not done here just yet. Let's trail back to the post that read, "I believe in my brother's innocence, and I do not think the police have collected enough evidence, personally, because this program is all they based his report on. No other sites, no Google, no way. If you were that kind of person, he'd have a whole lot more stashed away." Oh my goodness. It's baffling to me that she has willingly typed out some of the stuff that she has. Here we see her basically gatekeeping what a CP enthusiast would do. She's saying basically, yeah, so my brother got caught with CP. So what? If he was really a CP enthusiast, he'd have more of it. Yeah, if you have like 5 gigabytes of CP, in her mind, you're fine. That's not crossing the line just yet. That's totally cool. But if you have like over 20, that's crossing the line. Oh, but then she goes on to write that, they should also have more stashed away, like physical things stashed away, not just on his computer. They'd have magazines and books about this stuff too, if he was really guilty. And then she even explains how the police didn't do a good job collecting evidence. She writes, "I don't think the police have collected enough evidence personally." So the police aren't doing their job properly. Your brother isn't a real CP enthusiast, even though he got caught with CP, because in your mind, there wasn't enough of it, and he didn't have physical copies, so he should get a pass. Holy shit, this lady's for real. Take a moment to think about that for a second. This lady is serious. Okay, let's wrap this one up. So, disclaimer, I didn't use the webcam for most of that video because I noticed not using the webcam buffers way quicker, processes way quicker, uploads to YouTube quicker, gets done quicker. Was planning on taking a half day today because there's things I want to work on. In other words, catch up on anime, but it's 4:25 p.m., not really finishing work earlier like I thought, even though I streamed earlier, and I'm kind of getting this video done late, I guess. But I hope you enjoy anyways. I'm kind of taking a risk with this one because I know she has a history of flagging people, but there's no personal information in this video, so she has really no case at all. And again, if you guys want more information on the case with her brother and all that information, get it from me on the Discord server. The public records are available if you know how to search for them yourself, but I can get you them as well. Public records for the court case and the results and all that, which I did give you a little bit of a hint with one clip of the filing in this video, but more details can be found on the Discord, so join that. Also, some shout outs to the wonderful people who helped promote the last video on Twitter, that one being how Rooster Teeth's RWBY got destroyed by fanatical shipping and gatekeeping. Shouts out to A Shot of Whiskey, Quenisha Lewis, Brandon Mayo, Random Fandom, Fritz VA, I'm sorry, Paragon Langston of Amtgard, Nightmare 13, Drac Caprico, Omni the God Dream, Rose, and that's it. Shouts out to you guys. Thank you for your help. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it.